Have you ever wondered what separates those who achieve great success and fulfillment in life from those who don't? It's not intelligence, talent, or luck. The key lies in the life lessons and wisdom you carry with you on your journey. Once you internalize these profound truths, your perspective and approach to life will be forever transformed. We all start out in life as blank slates full of potential but lacking the insight and experience to navigate the challenges ahead. As we grow and face various trials and tribulations, we have the opportunity to learn and evolve. The most successful people are the ones who view each experience, whether joyful or painful, as a teacher. They glean the lessons and allow those lessons to guide their actions moving forward. I spent decades studying personal development, spirituality, and the habits of highly effective people. I've had the privilege of interacting with some of the most successful, influential leaders of our time. The common thread among them is a dedication to constantly learning, growing, and applying life's teachings. Today, I want to share some of the most impactful lessons that have the power to radically shift your mindset and alter the trajectory of your life. The first lesson is to embrace change. So many people resist and fear the unknown. They cling desperately to the familiar, to what feels safe and comfortable. But growth cannot occur without change. All progress requires a leap of faith into uncharted territory. Life itself is defined by continuous change and evolution. Fighting against that natural current will leave you stuck and stagnant. Instead, cultivate an attitude of excitement and wonder toward change. When you find yourself in a challenging new situation, whether it's a career transition, the end of a relationship, or any other upheaval, adopt a learner's mindset. Ask yourself, what is this meant to teach me? How can I use this as an opportunity to expand my horizons and abilities? Trust that every change is a chance to level up and become a stronger, wiser version of yourself. The second vital lesson is that your thoughts create your reality. The mind is far more powerful than most people realize. Your habitual thoughts, beliefs, and expectations shape the way you perceive and experience the world around you. If your inner dialogue is one of negativity, anxiety, and limitation, then that is what will manifest in your life. You'll be blind to opportunities and paralyzed by fear. Conversely, if you relentlessly train yourself to adopt an optimistic, can-do attitude, you'll find a way to transform obstacles into stepping stones. Legendary thinkers throughout history have emphasized the power of the mind. Marcus Aurelius said you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Buddha declared, what you think, you become. Modern psychological research on the placebo effect, self-fulfilling prophecies, and growth mindset has confirmed the profound impact our thoughts have in creating our reality. It is imperative that you become the master of your mind instead of being at the mercy of the cacophony of doubts and fears we all battle. Meditate, use positive affirmations, visualize your ideal life, and edit your inner dialogue. Your outer world will shift in turn. The third lesson I want to emphasize is the importance of taking 100% responsibility for your life. It's tempting to blame our parents, our past traumas, our current circumstances, or just plain bad luck for our problems and limitations. While it's true that we've all had to contend with challenges outside of our control, absolving ourselves of responsibility only perpetuates a victim mindset. Victims are passive sufferers, helplessly battered by the whims of fate. In contrast, those who succeed in creating lives of passion and purpose have all adopted the mantra that if it's to be, it's up to me. They focus only on what is within their sphere of influence. They don't waste energy complaining about what they can't control. They get busy creating change where they can. They don't wait for permission, ideal timing, or a sign from the universe to start improving their lives. They simply decide to become the kind of person who gets what they want. No more excuses about your age, your background, your deficits and disadvantages. Commit to developing the knowledge, skills, habits, and discipline required to achieve your dreams, and you will amaze yourself with how much you're capable of. Hold yourself accountable and know that your life is the product of your choices. With that realization comes immense power and freedom. The fourth lesson that has served me well is to always stay connected to gratitude. The human brain is wired for survival, which means it's constantly scanning for threats, dwelling on what's lacking, and taking for granted the good that is already present. We have to consciously override that tendency by placing our attention on appreciating what we have. No matter how dire your circumstances may seem, you can always find something to be grateful for. If you're reading this right now, that means you have access to education and technology. You're literate and have the cognitive ability to process abstract concepts. Likely you have your basic needs met in terms of food, shelter, and safety. Never take for granted the massive abundance we enjoy in the modern world. Beyond that, make a habit of savoring the little joys of daily life, a delicious meal, a heartfelt conversation with a loved one, the beauty of nature. When you find yourself slipping into despair or frustration, pause and list off everything you have to be thankful for. It's physiologically impossible to experience stress and gratitude at the same time. The more you tune into gratitude, the more your mind will automatically orient toward the good. Happiness is not a matter of circumstance, but of perspective. Choose to see through grateful eyes. The fifth lesson is to prioritize experiences over things. Consumer culture has conditioned us to believe that the key to happiness lies in accumulating more stuff, a bigger house, a nicer car, a trendier wardrobe. And indeed, there is a temporary thrill each time we acquire something shiny and new. But that feeling quickly fades and we find ourselves chasing the next high. It's a hollow, addictive cycle. What fulfills us on a deeper level are experiences and contributions. Traveling to a new place and immersing yourself in a different way of life. Learning a new skill that stretches you. Volunteering for a cause you believe in. It's going on adventures with friends and loved ones. Investing in relationships and creating lasting memories. Expressing your creativity. Challenging yourself physically. Contributing in a meaningful way. When you're on your deathbed, you won't be thinking about your collection of designer shoes. You'll be reliving the moments when you felt truly alive, connected, and engaged. You'll be assessing your life based on the experiences you had and the impact you made. You align your priorities and resources accordingly right now while you still can. The sixth lesson is that failure is essential for growth. Most of us have an unhealthy relationship with failure. We've been taught that failure means we are a failure. We avoid it at all costs because we link our performance to our self-worth. The problem is that when we avoid failure, we avoid growth. We stay comfortably nestled in our zone of competence, but never venture into the fertile zone of development. Every great innovator, leader, and change maker throughout history had to risk failure repeatedly to bring their vision to life. James Dyson created 5,127 failed prototypes of his vacuum cleaner before finally landing on a model that worked. If he had viewed failure as a sign he should quit, the world would have missed out on his brilliant inventions. Failure is simply feedback. It shows you what doesn't work so you can adjust your approach. It builds resilience and tenacity. It's a necessary step on the path to success. Imagine failure as a kindly mentor giving you the exact lessons you need to refine your craft and realize your potential. In fact, if you aren't failing regularly, it means you aren't pushing yourself beyond your current abilities. You aren't playing full out. Embrace failure as a critical part of your growth process. Extract the lessons from each letdown and try a different angle. Success is inevitable when you adopt this mindset. The seventh vital lesson is that the journey is the destination. So many of us have bought into the myth that happiness lies at some imaginary finish line in the future. We'll be happy when we land that dream job, when we find the ideal relationship, when we hit that income bracket, when we've got the perfect body. But what usually happens when we reach one of those milestones? The excitement lasts for a moment before we fixate on the next brass ring we need to grasp. Fulfillment isn't a matter of achieving certain external markers of success. It's a matter of traveling. It's the outlook you bring to each day, the presence and intentionality with which you approach each activity. When the goal is to enjoy the process, rather than rushing to an imagined endpoint, even mundane moments take on a glow. Even challenges become an opportunity to express your highest self. Happiness becomes a choice you make in each moment, rather than a reward you have to chase. I once asked a highly accomplished CEO what he wishes he had known when he was younger. His response, "I wish I had slowed down enough to really take in each phase of the journey. It all went by so fast in a blur, and I barely remember most of it. I was so fixated on where I was trying to get to that I missed so many incredible moments along the way." Learn from his regret. Savor each step of your unique journey without constantly comparing it to where you think you should be. Decide to be just as engaged and curious about the process as you are about the outcome. The final lesson I'll leave you with is that you are enough exactly as you are. We live in a culture of toxic comparison, where the grass is always greener in someone else's carefully curated social media feed. We hold ourselves to impossible standards of perfection and berate ourselves mercilessly when we fall short. We've internalized the belief that our worth as human beings comes from our achievements, our appearance, our status, all things outside ourselves that can change in an instant. But the truth is that you are inherently worthy and complete. You are an incomparable expression of the infinite, imbued with unique gifts that the world needs. Your value doesn't come from what you do, but from what you are, an irreplaceable, essential part of this wondrous tapestry of existence. The more deeply you absorb that truth, the less you'll be driven by neurotic striving to prove yourself. You'll be able to act from inspiration and joy instead of lack and desperation. Imagine if you treated yourself with the same compassion, gentleness, and respect you would extend to a beloved child. Imagine if you could embrace all your quirks and imperfections instead of judging and shaming yourself. Imagine if you celebrated your efforts and learned from your missteps. That's the kind of unconditional love and acceptance you deserve. It's what we all deserve, but you have to grant that to yourself first before you can experience it from others. When you make "I am enough" your mantra, you'll be able to follow your inner wisdom instead of society's mandates. You'll pursue goals out of passion instead of a need to prove your worth. You'll build relationships based on mutual care instead of codependency. You'll give generously without becoming depleted. Self-acceptance is the master key that unlocks a life of ease, connection, and true success. These 8 lessons have the power to radically transform the way you show up in the world and the results you create. Embracing change allows you to grow with the current of life instead of stagnating. Harnessing the power of your thoughts determines the kind of reality you experience. Taking full responsibility empowers you to shape your destiny. Cultivating gratitude keeps you connected to the good that is always present. Prioritizing experiences over things brings deep fulfillment. Reframing failure enables you to evolve your mastery. Being present to the journey invites happiness into each moment. And loving yourself unconditionally frees you to share your unique light with the world. But intellectual understanding is only the first step. What matters is how you apply this wisdom day in and day out. Knowledge only benefits you to the extent that it alters your behavior. My challenge to you is to reflect on which of these lessons would make the biggest impact in your life if you truly embodied it. What one shift in perception or habit could be the catalyst that elevates every aspect of your world? Identify that keystone change and pour your energy into manifesting it. Life is always speaking to us, providing the exact lessons we need to grow into the fullest expression of our potential. The quality of your life ultimately comes down to how well you heed those lessons and implement them. Will you have the humility to let your defeats educate you? The diligence to reprogram toxic mental habits? The courage to walk your own path? The resilience to view obstacles as opportunities? As you master this curriculum of existence, you'll find yourself living with greater clarity, integrity, and effectiveness. Struggles that once would have derailed you become launching pads for your expansion. If these words have resonated with you, I invite you to share this message with someone who could benefit from it. Let's create a ripple effect of wisdom and inspiration that uplifts humanity's collective consciousness. Together we can heal our inner wounds, unleash our gifts, and create a world that works for all. It starts with each of us doing the inner work to become the highest version of ourselves. The life lessons I've shared today aren't a magic bullet. There will still be challenges and tragedies that shake you to your core. But if you make the decision to let those experiences sculpt you into a stronger, wiser, more loving being, your suffering will have served a profound purpose. As the Japanese art of kintsugi demonstrates, it's the cracks that make a piece of pottery more beautiful and valuable. It's the hardships and heartbreaks that can propel you into previously unimaginable heights of greatness. Never forget that you have within you the seeds of a majestic redwood. No matter how many times you get cut down, you can grow back stronger. No matter how many storms you endure, your roots can grow deeper. Trust in your innate resilience and keep turning toward the light. As long as you're still breathing, it's never too late to reinvent yourself and create the life of your dreams. Let every ending be a new beginning. Let every failure be a catalyst for greater wisdom. Let every wound open you to greater depths of love. I believe in you and the incredible potential that lies within you. You are a one-time phenomenon in the universe, a symphony of stardust and spirit, here to co-create our collective destiny. Embrace the sacred curriculum of your unique journey and let it shape you into the luminous being you are meant to be. Once you deeply understand and apply the life lessons I've shared today, you will never be the same. You will navigate the world with newfound poise, power, and purpose. And that, my friend, is the greatest gift you could ever give yourself and humanity. Thank you.